Well, greetings and welcome back to another episode of Far Side of the Park, or Far Side of the Pod, Theme Park Edition. I am your host, Ridge. Alongside with me, as always, is Slater.
Haddly doodly neighbors.
And today we're going to be talking about the one and only Epic Universe
Yes.
and give our first thoughts about it. So, Slater, I'll let you kick us off on what you think about this new park that's coming open. As far as I know, it's the pass holders maybe they're in right now.
No, I don't.
What are your thoughts?
I don't know if it was just pass holders because I know a lot of influencers were there. Like besides like the pass holder influencers that we know, like Tim Tracker and all them. But people like Straw Hat Goofy and a couple like podcasts that are really popular on TikTok on our side of it, like went there as people to preview it. But I will say the first thing that I watched on it was Tim Tracker going to Helios. If you don't know, guys, Helios is like the resort that they're going to have like sitting in the middle of the park, or it's like one of the entrances to the park. But it's like on the opposite side of where the regular entrance is. But the only thing that I really like cared to really see from that one is the views from the rooms are insane. Like, because if you get the right side of the hotel, you get your window view is the whole park, and imagine like seeing that all night. But the thing that really got me is like when he first walked into the like lobby area, there's like a massive window that just shows out into Epic Universe, and you see like the carousel and all the lands and everything. And man, it's just everything I've seen of Epic Universe, bro. Like the videos are just so breathtaking. Like it literally looks like a different, like it looks like the future, man. Like, you know, when you watch like Iron Man or anything that talks about like a future expo or something like that, and they show like this really futuristic looking like carousel-y like whimsical thing, it literally feels like that to me. Like it feels like one of those movie-esque Tomorrowland type feeling type thing. That's how I feel about it so far, man.
I mean, it truly is just remarkable. And just if you look at, from a sky view of here recent photos of it, if you go on like BioReconstruct, for example, he always takes great photos. It looks so on point compared to what they had as their little design map of it originally. But even more than that, it's more so grand. I mean, everything from the Isles of Burt to Nintendo World and Harry Potter World, and not to mention also Dark Universe. I mean, everything is just incredible and breathtaking.
Yeah.
With the Isles of Burt, I absolutely love the animatronics that they have in there and how they have some of these robots.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen the video of it. I think the baby dragon's name is Bolt. It's Hiccup's baby. And, well, there's somebody that comes out with it, and it walks by itself. It's one of the robots that they are animatronics that they used. You've seen videos of the animatronics or robots that walk around by themselves.
Right. Yeah.
It's the exact same thing except with the dragon skin on it. It's just so incredible how much they are able to do with it, and just overall, everything that's in there is breathtaking. Even the people that you see acting in these lands are such incredible actors, and I love every part of it.
Yeah. It's
so
phenomenal.
What's your favorite? Well, I about said other than. What are your two favorite parks so far? that you've seen videos to?
Um, I mean, my number one is 100% Dark Universe. Like, that is Dark Universe is like a whole different segment. I'm sure we're both gonna get into it here in a second, but Dark Universe is
Oh yeah,
100% my number one. But I think Isle of Burke is my second. I mean, that is just like those two big old statues sticking out of the water that look so straight on from the movie. It's beautiful. Like it makes me proud as a Universal Studios fan to see them create something that looks so beautiful.
yeah. To me, so far, I think my two favorites are exactly the same as yours, Slater, because just of how much more so too. I've seen a lot more footage of Isles of Burke and Dark Universe compared to the Harry Potter
Right.
section or the Nintendo World. The one video I did see of Nintendo World, it looks fantastic too. Don't get me wrong,
Right.
but it was also so jam packed because everybody wanted to go there compared to all the others. And of course, Dark Universe, obviously the number one on both of ours because we're mega horror fans,
Right.
and
And not only
just
mega horror
getting
fans, it's mega HHN fans, and that's like the thing that got to me was like one. First of all, the portal when it says it's alive above the portal. That's just so cool, and the effects and stuff when you walk through it. But the thing like when you're peeking around that corner, and like you're seeing that like it looks like the underground of a grave site, and you turn that corner and you see Frankenstein's Manor Man, like that, and you see the burning like wheel and all that, dude. It's just like
there's just so much to it, and
it's
it
literally year round HHN. Like they literally got the
right
fog and everything.
just about. I mean, I will say from what I've seen, at least, there are some parts that draw back from the HHN, obviously, because you're
Oh
gonna
yeah.
have kids coming in here,
Oh yeah.
so they gotta draw back a little bit.
Yeah, of course.
But I will say, some of some of the actors in there have been remarkable from what I've seen too. Like there's you can interact with the Invisible Man,
Yeah.
and he gets right up in your face too,
Yeah.
and will harass you. And I absolutely love that they are not afraid to get right up and close and personal to you. And the detail in Dark Universe, like especially with the manor, is it's just breathtaking to me.
Like I said, man,
So,
it's just it makes me happy to be a Universal fan.
and I mean, it just makes me want to go visit the place.
Like we've
Like,
been following this park since they started building it.
right.
So it's
Been
just
following with BioReconstruct. We've been doing our own little research on it here and there, what we can, and also Theme Park Stop, a great YouTube channel, by the way, if y'all ever want somebody that's up to date with all this Universal stuff whenever it's happening and is getting the uh, permits as they come out. Definitely go check that channel out. But just overall, like I cannot wait to one day go visit this park because it is an absolute necessity of mine that I want to go visit that park.
oh, and y'all can best believe that it will be a vlog too. Like just
Oh yeah,
like just our like initial reactions to like seeing all this stuff for the first time, especially like because that's what it's really about for me because I'm a bigger guy, so I'm probably not going to be able to ride any of the rides, but at least I'll be able to soak in the magic of this place, and that's all that matters to me.
I think it's quite funny because this will be one of the only times, like if we go somewhere, it's the opposite of instead of me being behind the camera or me being behind the scenes. It'll probably be me up front that y'all see
Yeah.
more so. But that I'll just have to get over my anxiety of being in front of a camera, I reckon.
Yeah, it's about that time, brother. It's about that time.
Yeah. All right. So I know we just now are getting the park and it's not fully open to the public yet. But let's jump out in front of the park a little bit later, alright?
Yeah.
If you had to pick let's say here, fifth portal to add on.
All right.
Fifth, or would you call that the fifth portal, or would you call that a
It's
sixth portal?
I'd call it. I know what you're meaning. So fifth.
Okay, so for a fifth portal, what would you theme that portal to?
You want to be real?
Yeah.
I think what would be really cool, and like you could. I don't know how you would feel on it, but I think it'd be really cool to have like a movie land, like where they like have specific rides just based off different movies or stuff like that.
Well, I mean, technically, they do that with their whole park.
Right. That's why I was kind of like. That's why I was kind of like hesitant with it, but.
I mean, to me, that's how I see the whole park. And I mean, if you wanted to section it down to where it's mainly just movies, like that's the studio side.
Right.
Because you got just the main Universal Studios, you got Islands of Adventure, Epic Universe, and then the water park.
Right.
So to me, if you just want to break it down movie wise, you got the studio side right there already. But like I said, every single one of these parks has movies that are based around. They're just immersing you more into them. And video games now. With Nintendo and rumors of Pokemon and maybe Legends of Zelda coming at some point, we're about to get into the video game side too. For me though,
I was about to say they could. I was about to say they could like extend Nintendo Land to add like Hyrule and stuff like that.
and they very well can, yeah. To me, I think that the next gate that they open up, the next expansion, should be around either Jurassic Park or have this be their Jurassic World. Right? We already have 3 different Harry Potter things.
Right.
So we can fit in a second Jurassic Park thing. And maybe have this be a Jurassic World to their Jurassic Park over at Islands of Adventure. So with that too though, what rides would be in there? To me, the easiest ride, well, not the easiest ride, but my idea for a ride, especially if you go down the Jurassic World side, is you have some type of quote unquote to a certain extent thrill ride where you and another passenger, maybe 3 or 4, can get into the giant orbs.
Yeah.
And it takes you around like the park, and it's on a track, of course. That way, it can bounce around and fly in the air or splash you down onto water.
Yeah.
But originally, you start out, same kind of like their Jurassic River Adventure ride. You start off looking at the nice dinosaurs. Something goes a little AWOD, so you gotta be on the run from the dinosaurs. There, or maybe like a T-Rex break or whatever kind of dinosaur breaks through another exhibit, and you have like the little raptors run out in front of you, and then all of a sudden you see the giant dinosaur running right beside you. You have to escape that one or something,
Mm-hmm.
That would be like the main attraction, I think.
I just thought of something that would be really cool after we're done with the Jurassic Park side of it.
What you got?
I know this is the farthest shot of anything, but I think this is just a cool idea. What if they did like a throwback land where they brought back all the old rides like Confrontation and Earthquake and stuff like that? That'd
be definitely cool.
I know it's the furthest fetched thing, but like, wouldn't it just be cool? Like, for people who like can take their kids to ride the rides that they grew up riding and shit like that.
Right, yeah. I mean, that'd definitely be cool if they could somehow figure out a way to maybe have. I don't know what you would call it. Would you call it like a certain decade
I was just
land or something like that?
I was just thinking like throwback land or flashback land or something like that.
Right. I don't know if they would do that or not, though. Just because of the namesake.
Just childhood land or something like that.
This is old childhood land more so because it's mainly
Or they could just call
like,
it. They could literally just call it Old Universal.
yeah,
Like instead of just calling it some kind of land or whatever, just call it Old Universal.
maybe so.
That'd be a good idea.
It'd be fun to be able to go back on
Yeah,
some of the older rides, like
and
be able to get to go
and they can
on
like
Back
make
to
it
the
look
Future.
original. They can make it look original, but be updated to be cool, like still modern too.
Only thing though is that as much as I love that idea too, because it it's a piece of history and it's something that I miss, right?
Right.
How well is that going to do later on, 20 odd years down the road? Do you think that they'd be able to keep it open? Because all that is just adding buildings, pretty much, right? And maybe one water lagoon area, if you include Charles, the way it used to be.
Right.
I don't know. I do like the idea of having a Jaws ride back, though, at some point. It'd be pretty cool.
Right.
I mean, I doubt they will, but, you never know. So going back to Jurassic Park in general and the Jurassic idea, and let's hop on over from Epic Universe to Islands of Adventure, where the Jurassic Park River Adventure ride is at. That ride needs a good little update. So, what on earth would we do to update this ride? Slater, what kind of ideas you got?
I mean, I have the easiest of answers, and that's just like update it to what like Hollywood has, like the Jurassic World ride. Like it could technically be the same thing. It's just updated to be more modern.
Right. Would you call it Jurassic World, or would you keep the park on it?
I'd call it Jurassic World.
Right.
Because I mean, if we're updating it, I mean, we could do like a modern. I mean, we could just update it to make it like a better intro video, keep it '90s themed, and like all that jazz, and just like upgrade it. But that's cool too. But why not just make it Jurassic World?
Well, so what I've heard is the reason why it's still Jurassic Park and not World is because that's one of those things that they want to keep. They want Park in one place and World in another.
Right.
So
that makes sense.
They want to keep it. They want to keep Park open. And to me, yes, a refurbish 100% all the way would be nice, and it'd be cool to add some of the aspects to this ride that comes from the Hollywood ride.
Right.
But what if we took some of the dinosaurs that's coming from this brand new movie and put it into this ride? So that way you still have it where it's a Jurassic Park and you're still on an island, but you also have new dinosaurs that are coming in.
Well, I got an idea, and like you can correct me if it's like not in the right area.
Mm-hmm.
But if I remember correctly, Jurassic Park was right beside Kong, right?
Yes, it is.
I mean, if they wanted to like update it to make it look cooler or make it a little bit longer, like a cooler like intro, maybe use the little cell thing. I can't remember his name from the movie. But like you can have like a cool little make it updated and just take out Kong because not a lot of people like Kong. So
Yeah, I mean, I would like for them to take out Kong, but even if they do take that out, it's going to just that to me. If they take that out, they'll end up making that into another ride in of itself
yeah,
because it's a lot easier to just build in the footprint that you have
yeah,
rather than try to expand the footprint. Now, don't get me wrong. I think Kong should be to an extent gone. The only reason why I still like the Kong ride is because of the giant animatronic at the end.
yeah. I mean that's the best part
That's the
about it.
best part of that ride.
Yeah,
So I don't know because to me that makes up the whole ride, and like I said, you already have a good chunk of space to use with the river adventure ride.
right.
And maybe just throw in some new animatronics like from this new movie. We're about to see some
Yeah,
crazy uh new dinosaurs like the one that's in the uh tank or whatever it is, that a guy goes in and gets grabbed by.
yeah. Well, that's. I mean, that's what. Like, maybe they could take advantage of this new Jurassic World movie, but taking place in the original Jurassic Park. Maybe they could take advantage of that in updating the Jurassic Park ride.
Right. I think that's a good way to go with it. It's just, replace some of the dinosaurs. Sure, you can keep some of the same ones, right?
Right.
But, give it that little bit of new flair
Yeah.
to it.
Yeah.
And maybe update the video that's playing in there on the TVs and everything to where it's Scarlett Johansson
And Jonathan Bailey.
character saying something to us instead of it being, you know, whoever and everyone else that was on the old ride.
Right.
Just give it small updates here and there. Give us something that makes it better
Yeah.
instead of having animatronics that are always down. Because last thing I heard, they still have animatronics going down all of the time.
Do you remember when we went, the fucking T-Rex didn't barely even move?
Yeah, the T-Rex slot, just at the slightest moved. I mean,
Like, I don't even think
if
the
they
mouth came open. It just came out and said, "What's up?" Like,
if they keep on with this ride not fixing it like that, they're going to end up having the same thing with the Disco Yeti. Except instead of it being a Disco Yeti, it's going to be a Disco T-Rex.
yeah.
And no one wants that. All right, we still want that ride to be fixed. We don't need two rides having just strobe lights to make it seem like the right animatronics moving.
Yeah.
Well,
Trust. Expedition Everest ain't been the same.
it's a cool ride.
Yeah.
I'll give it that. I mean, it's a great ride.
But
Let me rephrase it. It's a great ride.
But that Yeti just adds to it, man.
Man, exactly. And I don't know why they can't just like. I've heard so many different things
I just heard
on why they won't do it.
So much power to run it.
Well, I mean, just on them closing, I've heard so many different things on why they won't close it down
Right.
to fix the Yeti. Like, one of the main things I've heard is that they're just not fixing it because it's not been that important to them. But it's important to the fans that want to see it move, and for us to have the technology now to 3D print out an animatronic or a suit to go over an animatronic that's going to be a shit ton lighter.
Right.
I mean, it'd be easy fix. But that's for another video we can have discussions on.
Yeah.
So, with all that out of the way, let's hop into our last topic here, Slater.
Yeah.
I know it's a short video, but you know that happens sometimes.
Well, we might be on this topic for a good minute.
All right, so our last topic for this video is we have an HHN speculation map that has gone out, and from the first couple looks of it, and the ones that we're looking at, by the way, just for the people out there that might want to follow along or take a look at it themselves and speculate, it's on horrornightmares.com
or HN Nightmares on X.
Yep. So, Slater, you want to take a start on this, or you want me to?
No, you go ahead. I'm trying to find like something that explains what all the what some other people are thinking it is.
Okay, so first off, just because we have, do you have a photo up for the YouTube audience?
Yes, I got you.
Okay, so for those that might just be having their phone off to the side or something and can't look at what we see, I'm going to explain the different little photos that they have popped up that tell us what the houses should be or what the mazes for this year should be, okay? So, first off, we have what looks like a pirate ship, maybe, out on the ocean. All I can see is the sails on it and the flag and the waves.
Yeah.
Up next, we have a thumbs up.
Yeah.
And then a cinema roll or not a cinnamon roll, but a film.
Yeah.
A piece of film with blood dripping down from it.
Yeah.
We have what looks like a city with wings, and I cannot. Are those called icicles?
They're scythes.
Scythes, that's what those are, sorry. That X out the city.
Yeah.
We have a magnifying glass with a ghost inside of it.
Mm-hmm.
We have a security camera. A book with snowflakes off to the side, 3 snowflakes.
Yeah.
We have 2 trash bags. Looks like a set of eyes, but one of the eyes is covered up with an eye patch and a chain going across it. And then what I can only imagine is a spaceman.
Yeah.
Is the last one. And then other than that, we got 2 different shows, it looks like, and one of them is the dancers that they had last time and the Lagoon Show, which they don't have a name for. And all the scare zones are unknown right now. So, with what we know, with what they give us, I'm going to take a jab at least 2 of these. Okay, so I'm going to say the trash bags is more than likely our Terrifier.
Yeah.
And then, well, that one's too simple. And then I'm going to go with the piece of film. This one over here that has a piece of film with blood is going to be another Slaughter Cinema.
Yeah, that's what
house.
I think too.
Other than that, thumbs up.
The thumbs up is Fallout.
Yeah, they're saying that's going to be Fallout. Goodness, if I can talk and not have a mini stroke.
Like that's 100% going to be Fallout because that's the Pit Boy thumbs up thing.
If I had to, well, I know because it also says down here in the corner on this map that this security camera is probably Five Nights at Freddy's.
Yep.
It has that. I know it just says that's at the Fast and Furious, but you don't put a security camera in F and F right beside each other like that and not have us think Five Nights at Freddy's.
Freddy Fazbear's.
Yep. The magnifying glass with the ghost, I can only imagine that as Ghostbusters, maybe.
I saw someone say Scream.
Yeah, yeah. There's a chance of that. Um, and then the other ones that are a little bit more difficult. I think the spaceman and the little dude down here with the chain across him is original houses.
Well, I heard someone say that that little robot is for that new movie that's supposed to be coming out next year called Soulmate or something like that. It's
Yeah,
about
there's a
a,
chance of that.
it's about like an
Aren't there?
artificial robot or something like that.
Yeah, I didn't think about that. Because you
Um,
would also think maybe the only other thing I could think of too, maybe with that too, would be Megan.
yeah,
Maybe that's the double houses. You get the one artificial robot and then the next artificial robot.
true.
Um, I've heard that the one with the city might be the White Six, but I'm not 100% sure. I could also see that being another original house.
I also heard someone saying that it could be a new Weekend house for his new album, or it could also be Final Destination.
I heard he was hard to work with, though.
I don't know. They still been working with him.
What What about this very first house that you come to?
I think that's going to be an original house. I
You
think,
think?
yeah, because I don't that looks like a Viking ship. That doesn't look like pirate ship. That looks like Viking ship.
No, I mean it don't look like a ship at all. If you want to be
Well,
technical,
it looks like the sail of a Viking ship.
right? I don't know because I also normally they like to have two IP or two of their main IPs sitting up at the front of the haunt.
Right. I will say that I think that the first scare zone, is going to be New Vegas.
Maybe if they,
Because if Fallout's going to be right there, then why not make it into New Vegas? You know,
yeah, maybe.
either that, or,
Well,
either that, or make the New York one, not New York one, but the one right beside the first one.
yeah, that's why I was thinking maybe the one that's right beside it or one of the next ones up because normally the very first one is whatever the main theme for HHN is. So if they have an icon or something, the icon will sit right there.
I've also heard someone try to say that the boat sail one is Nosferatu.
There's a chance of that, yeah.
Yeah.
What about this? We haven't really said anything about the one that has the book and the three snowflakes.
What is that Dead Men Tell one they did a few years ago about Frozen something? Do you remember what I'm talking about?
I think so. I just can't think of it off the top of my head.
I think it could be like something to do with it. Like
Maybe.
I can't remember the name of it, but that's what it reminds me of.
It might be that or three different stories that have to do are set in the snow, maybe.
Yeah.
Since it's three different snowflakes and you have a storybook, you have three different stories that are going to be told. Because I know they like to do that occasionally with the haunts, like how they did with Slaughter Cinema originally.
Yeah.
Any other ideas on the eye patch chain?
On the eye patch chain, I can see it being something like piratey themed, but I don't know really.
But because I mean,
you know what I just thought about?
What's that?
What if the two on the right, like the trash bags and the book with the snowflakes?
Yeah,
What if that's a double house?
that could be. That could be our.
What if that's Terrifier and Terrifier 2?
Surely goodness, they wouldn't.
Terrifier 2 and Terrifier 3, I mean.
Oh
Because
no.
think of the trash bags, there's two of them. Then there's also a book with like snowflakes that kind of makes me think of like a Christmas story or something like that. And
Yeah.
it could so it could be that, but it also could be an original thing, be like a Christmas story, and it be like scary and shit, like Krampus or something like that.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. That could be a just a Christmas story too. I don't know. Because you know it's done on purpose, though, how they have the three snowflakes
Right,
included in it.
right. That's why I also thought of the Terrifier 3. And plus, look at the T3.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you say that and then look at the trash bags, it also says T4.
Right, I
And we know good and well we ain't got Terrifier 4 out yet, and they ain't going to give us our first sneak peek of it at HHN.
Right.
We might want, well, let me knock on some wood right here because there is a chance that I could also pull that off.
Yeah.
Because this might be like one of the only times that Terrifier gets into HHN, so they want to make a good impression.
Right. So, real quick, what do you think? So, I'm gonna wait to ask you what you think the first scare zone will be, because we got to really wait to see what the theme will be, like, or more hints at what the theme will be.
Right.
But just to shoot, like, where do you think some of these scare zones could be? Like, I know we talked about New Vegas, but like at the other ones, what do you think could be good ones?
That is a great question. Well, if you're gonna have something Christmas themed, or maybe around Christmas and Terrifier 3 themed, maybe on the backside of Five Nights at Freddy, you put up a Christmas themed scare zone. I don't know. The only reason why that doesn't make sense though is because I know that normally they like to have that space in between the two haunts that are over near Men in Black, more so spaced out. There's nothing over there, so
Yeah.
it could also be that they go with an arcade theme
Yeah. Yeah.
right there in front of Five Nights at Freddy's, or behind it, really.
Yeah.
I imagine that this one that's sitting in front of the eye patch and I'm going to call that a Martian for right now.
Right.
And the Martian character, I'm going to say that that's going to be like an original scare zone, because that's the wooded area right there.
That's also where they do where the people with the chainsaw run after people.
I thought they did that up around, where Five Nights is at.
No, they normally do it around where the Simpsons is.
That and the other one that's sitting by itself, which I think's odd that there's two scare zones that are sitting a lot closer without a maze sitting behind it.
Yeah. Yeah, why do I guess it's just because they ain't got no studio back there or something.
I was gonna say they probably don't have any space right there. I can't think of.
Yeah.
I think you got Simpsons right, and maybe something else right there. I think that's more so in line with you're coming back towards the entrance, so I have the offices and things right there. I think.
Yeah.
That one stumps me too. A lot of these are going to stump me. I do believe though that very first scare zone is going to be themed to whatever this year's main theme will be.
Did they do like a Vamp Y2K?
Can't remember what the last vamp was that they did.
I think if they did like a Vamp Y2K, because you know how everybody thought the world was going to end when it flipped over to 2000 because of Y2K and all the power was going to go out and stuff like that.
Right.
Like, I think that'd be a cool
I'm
thing.
not. I'm not 100% sure where they ended at on the vamp
But
because
yeah,
I know they did the '90s and they did like I want to say the '80s and '90s. I know.
but I think I'm with you on. I mean, I definitely think where around Five Nights at Freddy's is. That could be honestly, that could be your typical like Blumhouse type area because you know Blumhouse does good things, and because you know Five Nights at Freddy's is technically a Blumhouse thing too, so that could be a thing.
Yeah.
Um, also looking at the ghost with the magnifying glass, right? What if that's like a clue for like ghost hunting? What if it's like based off a video game? What if it's phasmophobia?
I don't know if they would do that because that's not a video game that I'm aware of.
Dude,
So
phasmophobia is scary as shit.
right, but the only reason why I say that I'm not aware of, so I don't think they're going to do it. It's not like I'm the one in charge, but the reason why I say that is because that's not a popular game, right?
I mean, it's
And
pretty popular.
if we already have too, if we have Fallout, that's a video game, and we already have Five Nights at Freddy,
Right.
that's a video game. We already have two, and normally we're lucky if we get one, right? So
Right.
I don't think that they'll do three back to back like that.
True. That's all I got to say about it.
What do you think on scare zones?
That's all I really think. Like, I mean, if they haven't done it yet, like a Vamp Y2K would be cool. But I mean, the only one I really think that they should do, especially if they're going to do Fallout, they definitely need to do New Vegas as a scare zone.
Yeah, I gotta tell you too, and I know that this is probably not going to happen in here, but I would not mind seeing teases towards 35, seeing a tease of like a hint of Jack or something, because you know
Yeah, I agree.
where we hit like the 35th anniversary, more than likely they're going to bring Jack back for it.
Right.
It'll be wild if they don't, but that's also looking towards the future that we ain't even got to yet. But I know they're probably looking that way too because they already have the
Yeah.
stories and everything for this first haunt. Let's see here. Um, let me see if I can find anything on Hollywood's. I know you had it earlier. Because if we could find Hollywood's, they might have a hint to something that we have over here too, though. You know?
Here, I can pull it up for the chat. I can get it to pull up. All right, here we go, chat.
So I know. So I'm looking at it right here, and I see that they have a scare zone with a bird emblem on it.
Okay, so this is starting to make me think some more here.
And if I had to wild guess with that, I have two ideas. It's either going to be that's going to be their version of the White Six, while we get a house maybe, or it's going to be something based around Edgar Allan Poe, maybe.
Yeah, that'd be cool. But like, think about it. The film clip with the blood running down it, the ghost in the magnifying glass, the thumbs up, the camera, and the trash bags are also there. So those have to
Yeah,
be the IP houses.
yeah, those are definitely the main houses on both sides.
So my guess is the original houses are the sails, the city with the wings and shit, the book with the snowflakes, the patch guy, and the alien. Or yeah, robot.
Yeah.
Makes you wonder, makes you wonder.
Yeah, I mean, it's only the first version of this that has dropped.
Yeah.
But at the same time, around anywhere from now till about late May is whenever we get our first hints on
Yeah.
what HHN is going to be. So we'll have to keep our eyes peeled and be on the lookout for whatever might be heading this way
Yep.
on it. And I look forward to talking more about it when we get there.
Yep, for sure.
Other than that, Slater, you got anything else on the
No.
parks in general?
No, that's it for me, man.
Alright, well, guys, we look forward to bringing y'all some content on Epic Universe if and when we goodness, if I can talk. I'm having trouble today, guys. Sorry. If and when we go, we will have content for you guys on it 100% for sure. We might even do a live stream while we're down there. Who knows? But anyways, that's all we got. Make sure you like, subscribe, hit that notification bell if you want to. If not, that's fine. And go ahead and grab a hold of your friend's phone and hit subscribe on it. And they won't ever know it's there. But that's another subscription for us, and that's what matters.
Yep.
So, until next time, guys, that's all we got. And we'll see y'all over at the Far Side of the Pod normal podcast.
I see you guys.